Hello, everyone. If you're hopping in chat early, then I appreciate you. If this is your first time kind of seeing, it's kind of weird not having Charlie here, but if this is your first time seeing our Big Brother coverage, because I know a lot of people, you just got done with the premiere over on the East Coast for part one. If you're on the West Coast and you're following us and you're waiting to see the actual episode, maybe you want to come back to this later. But please, by all means, anyone that hops in the chat, pop in, be like, yo, how did you like the premiere? First and foremost. So every episode, after every live show, Charlie and I are going to try going live. Hello, Brianna. First person from the season. Brianna gets that title. First person all season. Coleman's in there. What up, dude? How's life? It's all right, man. It's all right. I've been enjoying my summer. Just got back from Vegas a few days ago. Hello, Lavetta. And I usually pump this at the end, but make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell icon. It's kind of tough to see sometimes, but make sure you click the bell. That way you know when we go live. That way you can pop in right after these live episodes and talk some Big Brother with me, because it's more fun when we have more people in here. Those of you guys that were here for last season, you know how fun it was. Like, we had one episode that just stood out to me where there was, hello, Melissa, where there was literally like a HOH competition going on for like 2 hours. And I asked the chat like what they wanted to talk about, and it ended up being a Q&A with me and my life, and it was kind of funny. So, yeah. So overall thoughts, I'll start with that. I think that this cast looks very promising, but it looks very similar to past casts where I hope strong people don't get out really early, because there are a lot of people that might not be thinking for themselves later on in the game. So I hope that the players that look like they're going to come out playing strong, like Swaggy C and Rachel and Steve, I hope that those people stick around for a while. They don't just get knocked out early, or else we're going to get left with some people that don't seem to have much initiative. But let me know what your overall thoughts of the show are. Coleman says better than last year, better than last year's premiere. So much fun last year. I was there in that stream. Yeah, it was weird, right? Bucks fan says, I hate Caitlyn. All right, so there we go. There's our first opinion on someone. I knew the life coach and rock star would be friends. Yeah, isn't that kind of weird that they became friends like right away? Oh, I should say Charlie is going to be in almost all the live episodes. The issue is Charlie has a new job where he's working night shift. So if Charlie has to work on days where there's live episodes and we're going live like this, then he won't be able to join us live. However, the best place to see his opinion, and we both have access to the Twitter account, even though I'm primarily the one on there. That's the only Twitter account I have, so that's the only one I use. You could go on and follow at Visoki Tweets, just like our name, Visokii Tweets. I like to tweet out stuff during the show. Usually it's my opinions and stuff like that, but I'll see if Charlie will get on there and give his opinion on the premiere, because he's going to be back around 3:30 in the morning Eastern time, and he's going to watch Big Brother, and then he'll probably post his thoughts. Not a fan of Swaggy, but the entire cast is already better than BB19, says Melissa. Good, and I agree. BB19, and it was weird, right, because Paul was back, and all last year just seemed to center around Paul. So that's what was really, really odd about it. So, all right, let's get started with the episode. Let me get over here. I wrote notes down. What am I doing? Okay, so the episode started off pretty much most of the first hour was us. Hello, Robert. And Brett is interesting. We'll talk about it. I'm not the biggest Brett fan, to be honest. And Chris says, Casey reminds me of Natalie from BB12. Interesting. I could see that. So we started off with basically introductions from anyone. So I'm going to go through the list of introductions. I'm not going to go crazy in depth. I'm just going to go based on my opinions on the show. Okay, so if you want to see what Charlie and I think about each of the people, we talk more in depth. We did a video, I think it was yesterday, or either yesterday or the day before, talking about our initial thoughts based on the cast interviews and stuff like that with Ross from last year. BB11, yeah. So I knew who you were talking about. I get the seasons mixed up in my mind. Fume says Angela acting like she needed to be saved after she turned down Chris saying you should save your own group. Yeah, it's 2018. We get a victim complex. Everyone does. All right. So let's go through everyone alphabetical order. So we have Angie, who goes by Rockstar. So it's obvious because they had an Angie and an Angela, and I thought that might have been a little weird for them. But Angie goes by Rockstar. She's like crazy out there. She's going to be one of those people that you either love or hate. I personally not the biggest Rockstar fan, but she's out there and she's got these crazy glasses and crazy hair. And one of the house guests had to go through a punishment. And they're wearing like this leotard that's like crazy out there. And she's like, oh my God, I wish I could have worn that. It's weird. We have Angela, who's a fitness model. She's kind of your stereotypical person they have on Big Brother. That's how she looks. But I think Angela has a lot more brains than people give her credit for, which will play to her favor. We have Bailey, who is a flight attendant, also a former Miss Missouri. I think she ended up saving Swaggy C a little bit in this first episode. We'll talk about that. Brett is obvious. If you're a wrestling fan, he's the heel. Brett comes in very, very cocky, and he's very bro. And all he talks about, God, there was one line where he was like, yeah, man, this is darker than any of my frat houses on a Friday night. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I hate people like this. Then we got Chris, Swaggy C. He's a day trader. We'll talk a lot about him, so I won't go too into it. We have Fessel. He goes by Fessy. I think it's interchangeable. I don't think he cares. He's like the big dude in the house, just big jack dude. But he seems to be pretty laid back. He's also from Orlando, so I might root for him. JC, who's very short, but he's also a competitive bodybuilder. So he's very interesting. He's a professional dancer. We've got Caitlin, who is the 24-year-old life coach, and I think her quote was, "I'm 90% happy-go-lucky, 10% go F yourself," something like that. So. And I'll get back to chat. I promise I'm not looking at chat right now, but I will get back to chat, and that's what I'll do right after I'm reading through this. So if you're hopping into the live stream, feel free. Post your opinions on any of these people. We've got Casey, who is the pro football player, female. She plays for the San Diego Surge or Storm. I think she said Surge. Sorry, I don't follow female football, but that's awesome, and she looks really strong. We'll talk about her quite a bit. Rachel, she's more of your stereotypical person they have on here. I think she can think for herself, but she's a performer in Las Vegas. We have Sam. She's like the country. I think Sam is going to be she's going to be America's player if she makes it through a decent amount. I think everyone's going to like Sam. She reminds me a lot of Jordan, to be honest, for the people that have been following Big Brother for a while. We have Scotty, who he's like the token nerd guy. We had a really funny scene we'll talk about. We have Steve, who's the old guy. He's a retired detective, but he didn't want to tell the house guest that. We have Tyler, who is your stereotypical surfer guy. He's not the brightest, but it's funny. And we have Winston, who is kind of just he's the man's man. All the ladies love him, stuff like that. So flinging back to chat real quick. Haley looks like Raven. Oh, Jesus, don't tell me that. I'm not a fan of being forced to call somebody by a crappy nickname. Fair, Maddie. Are you going by Rockstar or Swaggy C? Which one's worse? Sorry, put in chat right now. Which nickname is worse, Rockstar or Swaggy C? Angela rubbed me the wrong way, expecting her to be saved. Yep. Fume will talk about it. All the girls this season are so hot. I actually agree. Like, let's be honest, I'm not the biggest Rockstar fan, but I don't think this tech angle they're aiming for this summer will pan out. I agree. I want to talk about that. Remind me to come back to that, Melissa. Should have been BB for BB. It should have been. I should have been on there this season. I would have been great in this cast. You throw me in there instead of Scotty, let's be honest. No, I mean, I would have been the heel. You put me in there instead of Steve. How many people are recruits? Coleman, that I'm not too sure about. But most of these people seem to have seen the show before, so I don't think there are too many recruits. What did he say in the beginning? I don't hang with people I work. Oh yeah. Talking about Brett. Fume says, Brett. Oh God, I tweeted it out too. He said something like, I don't hang with the people I work with because he's a cybersecurity guy. He said, I don't hang with the people I work with because they're all a bunch of nerds that want to be left alone and play their video games. I thought that was funny, but a lot of people, obviously probably would take that to heart. Did you see Paul in the front row? Yeah, don't remind me. Steve should be the first one to go. We'll talk about that, Justin. All right, here's the votes for Rockstar Swaggy C. Seems like I agree with Maddie. He said both are bad. Tyler reminds me of Hayden. Yep. When do the live feeds start? That I'm not sure about, but I'm going to be checking on that like tonight and tomorrow. I'd imagine after the whole premiere is done, so probably tomorrow night if I had to guess. Twitter account name, yes, it's Vasoki, just like Vasoki Entertainment, but instead of entertainment, it's Vasoki Tweets, all one word. Do you remember the first series you made called WeCraft like 3 years ago? I was in it. Wow. Rylan, that's awesome. Yes, and the WeCraft episodes are still on the channel too. So if you want to see old Brady, you can go back and check that out. I thought those were pretty good. So welcome. Swaggy sees the worst because he gave it to himself. Fair. They always say the worst nicknames are the ones you get to yourself. Let's get into the episode review, all right? So we had all the introductions. I just talked about all those people. That honestly took up probably the first 45 minutes or so of the show. And then we get into the first competition. So right before the competition, I guess the one thing of note was that Swaggy C kind of came in, was a little intimidating to some people. And so was Steve. So Tyler is very sketched out about Steve, who is the undercover cop. And he's been telling people that he's a mechanic. Ben says, I feel like I'm being ignored right now. No, I'm not ignoring you. I got you, Ben. But Tyler said that Steve was like shooting lasers. Like every time Steve looked at him, he felt uncomfortable, which actually goes a long way. I mean, I don't think Steve and Tyler would work together just because I think Tyler would be too sketched out. Or if they do work together, Tyler will be very willing to double cross him. And then Steve found the secret room, even though it's a room that's always been there. And it's funny because Scotty, who's a big super fan, he didn't want to come across as a super fan. So even though he knew where the third bedroom was, he didn't tell any of the other house guests. He let them figure it out on their own because he didn't want to seem like the nerd of the group. I think Scotty is very insecure. Scotty is very worried about what other people think about him. So, I mean, who knows? That he could just open up as the season goes on. So then we get into the first competition. So the groups are told just stand on one of two platforms, and they split an even 8 and 8. First of all, I love that there's 16 brand new house guests. Can we all agree on that? There's no returnees. That's great. Not yet, at least. Don't screw it up, CBS. They each get on a platform, and basically the people that stand on the same platform with each other they end up being competing against each other, which is funny because they didn't know that was the case. So you had God, what's her name? The names are going to be crazy for me for a little while. Casey, the football player, she intentionally stood on the platform with other people that she deemed athletes because she thought that they were going to be teaming up against each other, when in fact it was actually the opposite. And we'll see that actually play out a little bit later on. Scotty needs some confidence, says Super Tan. I agree. Fume said when Scotty ran from a kiss from Rachel. Scotty's going to be funny. People are going to like Scotty too. I said Sam, but people are going to like Scotty as well. But they always like the nerd. Let's be honest. Everyone always kind of likes the nerd. Everyone liked Ian. Everyone liked Steve, which I got to meet Steve at the open casting call. And Steve said that he would love to see me on the show. So who knows? And he follows me back on Twitter. So if you're in this chat, Steve, you're the man. Okay. So we get basically 2 separate competitions to start. We have one half of the house that got thrown into a giant pit of darkness, and they had to find envelopes and then bring them into a room. And if you found an envelope, it either said escape, which means you just get to go back to the house, or it was escape and play. And that means you get to play in the competition against the other platform once their competition was done. Fast forward a bunch. I mean, it didn't really matter what order they found them, but Angela ended up being the one to find it, right? I think. Yeah. Swaggy actually applied. Yeah. Hello, Flamer. Welcome. Haley reminds me of Aaron. Ugh, please don't. So Angela won the that side, that competition, and she got the right to play the winner of the other competition. The other competition was stacking foam blocks on top of each other, and it had to spell the word house guest from top to bottom. So you actually had to spell it backwards in order to get it to spell, you know, because if I were to spell the word house guest, you would need the S and then T, you know, blah, 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 blah. So they had to spell out the word, and the person who ended up winning that by a very, very small margin was Swaggy C. He just beat out Scotty, which I think that's a great spot for Scotty to be in, because now he's seen as, you know, a good competitor, but not good enough to where he had everything on his back. If Scotty would have been going against Angela, I think he would have lost, and then he would have been an easy target. Scotty was borderline sexually assaulted. Yeah, a little bit, Maddie. We'll talk about it. Which of the 8 are most likely to be the first to go? I'll get back to that question in a little bit, Justin, as soon as I'm through the stuff. McCrae was in the audience as well. I didn't see him, but that's cool. I don't know if I'm just really slow, but I'm trying to vote and I can't. We'll talk about it, Superfan. I'll see if I can help you out. So, and they might have a lot of traffic. So it ended up being Angela against Swaggy C, and pretty much the winner of this competition got to pick, they were told they got to pick 8 people. They got to pick 8 people to save for the first week, and it would be them included. So Swaggy C and Angela talked before the competition, and they knew that those were the 2 playing in it. And Angela pretty much told Swaggy C that she was going to save the people on her platform if she won, which didn't include Swaggy C. Not a good move on her part, to be honest. Lavetta said Scotty's voice annoyed me a little. I could see that, but I think it'll be all right. I mean, Johnny Mac grew on all of us. And then Malcolm said 15 recruits who are like so clueless. I don't know. I think we're going to get surprised, Malcolm. I think a few are going to surprise us. Imagine they did friendship bracelet. Please, no. Few. Just, well, I should ban your comment. No friendship bracelets ever again. So anyway, the competition goes for a while, and they had like doors getting swung at them. Basically, they had a surfboard that they had to stand on, and it was rocking back and forth. And then there was stuff getting like thrown at them, like from behind and in front. And either way, both of the people did very well. Production did a good job with it. It looked like Swaggy C was going to fall, but then he didn't, and Angela fell. And Swaggy C ended up not winning the first head of household. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter thinking that he won head of household. He did not win head of household. He won the right to protect 8 people. And then after the competition, Julie Chen told all of the house guests that that it had to be groups that people came into the house with. So obviously Swaggy C is going to save his own group. So that means he has this. That means him and the other 3 that he walked into the house with, which were, God, I'm trying to think. Here we go. And we'll talk about it after. Stop. Go, cat. I want to talk to you. We'll get a cat cam at some point. If you guys haven't been back, I have a cat now. So if you guys want the cat cam, we can do the hashtag cat cam one day when we're killing time during a live competition. So Swaggy C chooses to save his own group. That means he has 12 people left, and he has to save one of the groups of 4. Now, one of the groups had Winston, who I think is going to be a great player in this game. Go watch our video on it that we posted the other day. And it had Bailey, who actually saved Swaggy a little bit on the very first day because he came in a little cocky. And then when he won the first part of the competition, he came in like very intense because he's an athlete. He's a college basketball player, or was. And she kind of helped to be like, hey, a lot of people kind of didn't take that right. Maybe you should just talk to them. And Swaggy C should have chose that group. The other group was with Angela, and Angela was like, oh, you should save me because I was a good competitor. I don't care. Doesn't matter. You told me that you weren't going to keep me safe, so why would I keep you safe? That was an easy elimination, let's be honest. Oh, yeah. Scotty, Casey, etc. Yeah. So anyway, the crazy thing is he didn't pick either of those groups. He didn't pick Angela's group, and he didn't pick the group that was definitely, it could have been his strongest allies. Maybe he's trying to get out big targets right away, which maybe if he says that that's his strategy, I'm okay with it. But if it's not, I think that was the wrong decision. I would have saved Winston and Bailey's group because those are 2 people. Oh, and Tyler was the other one. It was Winston, Bailey, and Tyler. And I think that would have been the best group to pick. One of the girls in Swaggy C's groups was mad because he didn't save Angela. But if she was not in his group, she would not have been saved. Yeah, Ron, the people are stupid sometimes. See, that's why they don't put people as intelligent as you or I in there. No, just kidding. Dr. Will was in there, man. He's a doctor. He's an actual doctor. So the people that end up being safe for the first week are Angie, Brett, Rachel, Scotty, Haley, Casey, Fessy, and himself. So once again, the 8 people that are safe are Angie, Brett, Rachel, Scotty, Haley, Casey, Fessy, and himself. So those 8 people cannot be evicted. So now he's got this decision. Well, now that 8, are they going to be an alliance? Do you guys think they're going to work together? Or do you think that he's going to kind of work with them? Because now if let's say he wants to work with Tyler, Bailey, and Winston, now all of a sudden that's 3 of the 8 left, and there's only 5 people total that he could target to vote out. I think that's not a very good decision because you never know who's going to win head of household, which will be tomorrow night. Hello, Melissa. Welcome back. Yeah, Rockstar. And Rockstar is not all there. Let's be honest, guys. I will get back to that question, Leah, but I appreciate you hopping in. So I'm glad he didn't save Angela. I agree. I'm glad he didn't save Angela because she straight up told him that she wouldn't keep him safe. Why would he keep her safe? I know it seems a little early to draw lines in the sand, but hey, man, you won and you're safe for a week. I think that's it. In Big Brother, you got to play it week by week, to be honest. I say Swaggy chills in HOH. You can't win 3 things back to back. I don't know. Swaggy, I think he wants to win everything week 1, so he's going to go for it. I can't wait till Angela destroys Swaggy week 2. That would be a really good rivalry. Man, that would be really, really good. Okay, so a couple of things that happened. So Casey and Sam were the 2 that finished last in their respective competitions. And so Casey had to wear a unitard, which whatever, it's fine. It's like rainbow and has like little things that you can like twirl around, whatever. Rockstar was jealous of it. The one that kind of sucks is that Sam got turned into a robot. Yes, you heard me right. Sam got turned into a robot. If you watched the last episode, you saw that. It's very odd. They're all allowed to play in the HOH, right? To my knowledge, yes. I don't know how Sam's going to play in HOH though. Yeah, Sam got turned into a robot. And so she can't like whisper or anything. That was the first thing I thought. Like, she can't have any private conversations. She's a damn robot. It's pretty much impossible to be stealthy. You should make sound when she runs around the house. So it's kind of funny. Oh, okay. I would see that, Melissa. So, all right, let's get to, and then the last big thing before I get into questions here. We'll talk about, Scotty says that he has never been in a relationship and never been kissed. So night 1, Rachel, they're just talking about relationships and stuff. And Scotty's like, yeah, I've never been in a relationship. And she's like, oh my God, you've never been in a relationship? No. And she's like, have you ever been kissed? He's like, no. And she's like, oh my God, come here. And she goes to kiss him and he runs across the house and hides. Dude, I don't know, man. I would have gone in for it. But then again, I mean, I've kissed someone. If you've never, because Scotty, I think he's like 26. If you've never kissed someone and you're 26, I feel like it would be a little awkward. Like, you don't want to ruin that on night 1. He wants it to be romantic, even though none of these girls are probably going to go for him in a romantic sense. But if they did, Scotty would be a legend. Legend. Talk about the tech twist. All right. I'm gonna go in order of the questions that I said I was gonna come back to, because it's only fair. Let's see. So anyway, yeah. So Swaggy C basically won everything at the beginning, and those are the people that are safe, and we have 8 people that are going to be up. Who do you think is most likely to be evicted now? And honestly, I think you should do one each week to see how close is an average you can get. Well, Justin, it's hard because Charlie and I are going to be following the live feeds a lot too. We're going to do these spoiler episodes So most of the time, the people that are going to get evicted, by the time they're on TV and by the time we do these shows, most of the time it's kind of predetermined. We know who's going to get voted off based on the live feeds because there's no editing to it. A lot of the times, stuff in the head of or stuff in the Big Brother house is a little boring. Let me see. When do live feeds start? Like I said, I will check on that. 3. Oh God, everyone is in here. This is why I need Charlie, because Charlie's usually the chat guy. Well, I just BS. Okay, who do you think will win the first HOH? Now, so this is interesting. So if everyone is allowed to play, I think that it'll probably be something more mental because the competitions were physical at the beginning. So in that case, really anyone, because I have no idea these people. I mean, I know that Brett is smart. I know that Winston's smart. It's got to be mental if Sam's going to play in it, right? She can't run as a robot. But if it's only the 8 that are left, I think Casey, I don't know, just being a football player, I think that she's just really athletic. If it's athletic and it's only those 8, then I think Casey's got a good shot at it. But really, it's open. I mean, if I knew what type of competition it was going to be, or if I knew more about these people, because it's literally night 1, then I could probably give you more of an assessment. But you guys are more than it. Let's say that it's only the 8 people that are eligible to be eliminated. Who do you think will win the HOH, or who's your favorite right now? Who do you want? Who do you want to win everything right now, based on night 1? Let me see. Oh God, it jumped up. No. Same question. Who do you think will win HOH? They're all allowed to play in HOH. I honestly, if they said it, I missed it, and that's totally my bad. Who's my least favorite house guest, says Flamer? It's got to be Brett. He just reminds me of all the people in my fraternity that thought that it was just like, you, bro, it's a frat. Like, I saw someone tweet out, like, new drinking game for Big Brother this season. Take a shot every time Brett says bro. You'd probably die over and over again every episode. Can't they switch her off sometimes, says Lavetta. I think they said that when it says robot offline, that's when Sam is no longer a robot. It's possible that they can switch her on and off at will. I think that would be pretty funny if she's in the middle of a conversation. It's like robot off, and well, see you later, Sam. Talk about the tech twist, says Melissa. Okay, so tech twist. I think, to me, like, they were showing people like getting teleported away and stuff like that. To me, it's a little overboard. It's a little cheesy. But I like how they're trying to be more inventive and more unique. So it's possible that it's just something that needs to grow on me. But for right now, the tech twist is not really something that I like, because it's obvious that they're not getting teleported places, getting transferred into a computer, as they said. So I don't know. It's not my cup of tea right now, but I think it's nice. And then let's talk about the actual like twist, all right, that they announced at the end of the show. So they have this thing called the BB App Store, I believe it was called, which you can go on to CBS and you can vote. And basically the premise was, honey, a drink real quick. Basically, the premise is you go on and vote for pretty much your favorite house guest each week. And whoever gets the most votes during a week gets to go to the App Store and pick out a reward that can affect the game. And whoever gets the least amount of votes has to pick an app for a punishment. And I think once it's gone, it's probably done for good. It looked like there were like 6 apps a piece. So that means we're going to have this for 6 weeks, a pretty good amount of time. I hope that's not something that's going to be crazy every week. I hope that it's just little things, to be honest. Thank you, Acer5000, for the subscriber. I love YouTube now because it's popping up with the new subscriber stuff. But yeah, Layden says, I'm licking Rachel the more I see her. And then Tommy says, how does she taste? Okay. I want to see Angela Wynn just see her pissed so she can go out her swaggy. That's what we want in a TV show, right? We want drama. Brett is a terrible version of Cody. Man, that is good. It's a rigged way to interfere in the game and just to try to be a popular game. Yeah, once house guests know that this is an America vote thing, this is what's the issue, is that a lot of house guests will realize it's America's vote, and they'll just start playing to America, trying to be the person that America loves, so they stop backstabbing each other. When in all honesty, half the time, see, if I was on the show, I would know that America would like me to act nice to everyone's face, but then get in the diary room and just talk so much crap about everyone. I think it would make people laugh. List says University of Central Florida Knights. Yes, ma'am. UCF. People that say bro get under my skin. I agree, Coleman. He's that stereotypical. Like, I thought Tyler was going to be like that. I thought Tyler was going to get on my nerves, but it's actually Brett, and it's obvious that they're placing Brett as, like I said, the wrestling heel. That's how it feels. Brett is the bad guy of the season, and CBS wants him to be the bad guy. Hank says, I think Rachel is the new Janelle and Davon together. Wow. That's a high praise. I could see where you're saying. So Hank's pretty much saying it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're basically saying, so Rachel has like the Janelle vibe where she wants to kind of take over the game and use her looks to get ahead, but she's got that fiery side like Davon had, because Janelle, when she got on All-Stars season, she really kind of reined it back, whereas Davon was just go, go, go all the time. I was rooting for Davon. Davon was the one I wanted to win in her season. Liz said I'm probably going to go to UF. It's a great school. Any alliance you would want to see? I really, so if you, spoiler on our video that Charlie and I made the other day, Charlie's number one was Swaggy C, and my number one was Winston. And when those four of Swaggy C, Winston, Bailey, and Tyler were all sitting together, I thought that was a great alliance. I think that four would work really well together. I think that Bailey would be very good at working with the girls and bringing information back, and that might be the three strongest guys in the house. So I think that would be a great alliance. I mean, we can already start seeing some bonds being formed. We already talked about Rockstar and what's her name? Caitlin, because they're like the chakra stuff. It was funny. People didn't know what people's chakra was, which I think I might sound like an idiot. I think that's like the alignment of your body. It's like mind, body, soul, like your chakra, your alignment, bodily alignment. She's talking about that. One of the guys was like, I think it was Winston. He was like, that sounds sexual and painful, and that's not something I want to take part in right now. They did well in 18 till Frank went after. Yeah, that's true. What showman's combos are you guessing? They kind of hinted that that Fessy and Caitlin, I believe it was, thought that the other was attractive. I think that would be a cute little couple. I think they're both good. I think Haley is gorgeous. I mean, there are a lot of really good-looking women on this season, but I think Haley's got like that nice country girl look. I think she's very cute. I hope they don't bring any vets back. God, I hope not. And honestly, man, I'm hoping Scotty and Rachel. Skachel? Roddy? No, it wouldn't be Roddy. That would be weird. I guess it would be Skachel or Scotchel. It's like an alcohol. I want JC to win Big Brother because I feel like he's playing both sides well. Yes, but I think JC is a little bit of a hothead. He's very cocky, and I feel like he might get on people's bad side and be one of those people that just has to go on a tear and win comps back to back to back to back. And yeah. Once again, how many showmans do you think will happen? Last year we didn't really have too many, right? But some seasons everyone's in pairs, and it's weird. I mean, I don't think. I mean, JC. He said he's. He didn't say he's gay. He said he's part of the LGBT community. And so, which he left Q off. I don't know why, but he said he's part of the LGBT community during his introduction to the other house guest. And in his intro, he was taking a selfie and he was like, "This one's for the ladies." So I think he might be bisexual. But I don't see anyone hooking up with JC or Rockstar or Steve. It's possible that Brett and Brett and one of the model girls might get together. I don't know. But, does Angela give you Shelby vibes? I don't know. Maybe. And Haley give you Raven vibes. Rachel gives me Jessica vibes. Rachel definitely gives me Jessica vibes. I would agree with that. I think so. Tyler freaked when Angela was talking about being from the same town. Yeah, it's really funny. Right in the beginning of the show, Angela was like, "Oh my God, I'm from the same town as you." And Tyler's like, "Dude, will you shut up? People are going to think that we're in this game together." Fessy and Haley, yeah. JC and Brett will have a showmance. My God, I'd be so down with it. That would be so funny but awesome at the same time. Brett does kind of give off a little bit of the vibes, does he not? I feel like America would flip, though. People are still so behind on the times. Why is this in here, dude? The moth at my house. I'm surprised Caitlyn said that about herself, because in one of her interviews, she said she wouldn't talk about it. She's aware it can freak some people out. Yeah. Caitlyn was just like day one, whatever. Brett and Rachel, Bailey and Swaggy. I don't think Bailey and Swaggy, they just seem like they're very close. And Swaggy's already been saying, yo, that's my sister. So I need Scotty and Angie final two. My God. Melissa said 3 last year. Okay, so I guess it's kind of average for a season. Sam's very beautiful, natural woman. I agree, Justin. I think she's awesome. Spoiler, whoever gets evicted, Paul's coming back for another $50K. Fume, stop it. Do not want that kind of discussion, especially since Robin Cass, who's the casting director, she came out and tweeted that she tweeted it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas last night. People were like, please, dear God, do not bring Christmas back. Brett gives me Ian and Jesse vibes. That'd be a hell of a combo. Excuse the language. I heard rumors Bailey and Swaggy C made out and Swaggy wasn't into it. It's possible. I haven't seen any but stuff gets leaked all the time. And Lavetta says I heard that too. So there you go. So it's possible they tried it out. But that's the vibe I was getting from the episode anyway, was that Bailey might be kind of into him, but it definitely seemed like he said like 3 times like, oh, that's my sister. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go too long because we got part 2 to talk about tomorrow night. Charlie, sadly, is working again tomorrow night. So Charlie won't be on tomorrow, but please follow the Twitter. I'm going to pump it a bunch this year because if we can't have Charlie on the live episodes and it's just me and you guys, I mean, that's fine. That's good. I like talking to you guys. But if we can't have Charlie on, I know a lot of you guys like how Charlie and I bounce ideas off each other, and sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But it's nice having a second person on here. If you guys want to be on the podcast, I had a couple people on here. Melissa's in chat right now. She was on here last year, one episode. Leah said, I don't want them to bring anyone back from 19. I think we can all agree on that. Coleman, try to stay away from spoilers in here. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, stay away from spoilers in chat for these ones because we will be having spoiler episodes. Nothing against you. Super 10 says, do you have a favorite yet? I can't pick one person out. I do really like Winston. I picked him to win. I like Winston. I like Angela and Rachel and, I don't know, Casey. I always root for the old guy. I like Steve. I guess the only person I don't really like JC or Brett. And I think Fessy's going to end up being kind of useless. Social game. But yeah, so yeah, like I was telling Coleman, guys, Charlie and I will be watching the live feeds once they're up, and we'll be doing if there's something big that happens, we just go live right away. So that's why it's big to press the notification button. Half the cast is my winner pick. Charlie's draft is good. Oh yeah. All right. What Melissa was on chat last year? Melissa, right there. Yeah. Gallimore. She said, loved it, and down to co-host again. See, so if you guys want on, DM me on Twitter. They're always open. @Visoki tweets. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and click the little bell so you know when we go live. And until tomorrow night, still solo show, so I better see a bunch of you guys so we can talk. I'm out.